And I heard Adam Sandler was teaming up with the Safdie brothers who made Good Time. I was sold. But then he told me A24 is distributing it.
Shut up and take my money.
And let's go see this movie. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Uncut Gems, which stars Adam Sandler as a charismatic New York City jeweler, always on the lookout for the next big score. When he makes a series of high-stake bets that could lead to the windfall of a lifetime, Howard must perform a precise, high-wire act balancing business, family, and adversaries on all sides in this relentless pursuit of the ultimate win. I was so excited for Uncut Gems. This is one of my most anticipated films of the year, and actually, in fact, I had actually recorded a review for this about 2 months ago when I had originally seen it. Then I was told that I couldn't review it to a certain date. That's all fine with me. It's coming out this Christmas Day, and many of you guys should go check it out because this is one of my favorite films of this year, and it's actually a film that has grown on me more and more since I've thought about it, and also since I've seen it 2 more times. This is a movie that just hasn't been able to leave my brain, and in a sense, I wanted to actually record this review because my opinion had changed just a little bit, and I wanted to give it to a fair justice because the first time I'd seen it, I'd walked out and I was like, man, that was really good, and I really liked it. I had a couple issues here and there, but Adam Sandler was great. And in this time going about the second or third time that I'd finally seen it, a lot of those elements just clicked with why and what this film is and how it makes it. What I can definitely say about Uncut Gems just right off the top is it is a stress, anxiety-inducing film, and probably one of the most stressful films you will ever watch. Even maybe one of the most frustrating movies you might watch with one of the most frustrating protagonists that you just can't take your eyes off the screen. And as you are watching this movie, your heart will be beating out of your chest, about to fall right out multiple times. And honestly, by the ending, it might fall out and you might have to pick it up and readjust everything inside your organs, your heart, your brain, your jaw, all that sorts of stuff. It's all going to have to be fixed. I say that very wholeheartedly because Uncut Gems is one of the best films of the year, and it's one that truly is close to a masterpiece, if I might not say myself. Of course, if you guys are new here, make sure again to hit that like and subscribe button because I do tons of early movie reviews like this, tons of geeky content, and in a sense, I love talking movies, so make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you guys excited for Uncut Gems? Are you guys not? Let's discuss it down below. The biggest selling point for me on this was the Safdie brothers working with Adam Sandler. Big thing was because they worked with Robert Pattinson with Good Time, and I thought that year that Good Time came out, that was the best performance out of everyone, and sadly he wasn't nominated or recognized, and there's been a lot of talk that Adam Sandler could get that Oscar nomination. I will love to death if he gets the Oscar nomination. Like, truly, I think he absolutely deserves it, which is why I'm gonna say this. I think Adam Sandler's like top 3 performances of the year. Bar none, fantastic. He is able to concentrate into this very frustrating character that could easily come off as you could just hate him, you could despise him, you could not root for him, but for some reason, every single time he pisses you off in this movie, you are still constantly rooting for him to change. And there's just this weird charm that Adam Sandler is able to bring to every single role of his, and also able to dive into a deeper and darker sense in this movie that really mixes that charming element of Sandler while also bringing the dark sense of Sandler and mixing it into one within Uncut Gems. There's something really surprising about his character Howard in here that I really gravitated to, and again, like I said, this is not a movie for everyone. You could walk out and absolutely hate his character because he is a very frustrating, annoying character that sometimes doesn't work all the time. But the reason it does work is because of Sandler and the way that he portrays this. And a lot of that can also go to the Safdie brothers' direction, which is bar none excellent. And also their script in here is superb. The way you watch this, you could totally go off and say this film seems completely improvised, but it's not. When you look up the script and you go into a bunch of different details on it, it really goes down to the directing of these two brothers and the way that they were able to make every scene feel so real, because everyone's trying to talk over themselves and everyone's yelling at each other, and it truly feels like you were living inside this jeweler's world and all these different people who are going against him and all the issues that are going inside his life. You feel like you were there with him. And that's what becomes the most stressful and anxiety-inducing stuff. It's insane to me that his heart didn't fall out of his chest for how stressed he was. Also, one of the things that actually bumped up for me on rewatches that I didn't talk about in my original review when I recorded it was Julia Fox. My God, what an excellent breakthrough performance from her this year. I know we've seen her in stuff here and there, but she is bar none fantastic. Also, big shout out to Kevin Garnett, who actually has a bigger role in this than you would actually think. He's really good for what he's given. Idina Menzel is fantastic as Howard's wife, really brings that grit to her, and really adds to the frustration of not her character, but in general, all the stuff that's bouncing off Sandler. And you just gotta give a shout out to Lakeith Stanfield, because every time this boy shows up in something, he always brings a different element to him. And of course, The Weeknd also shows up in here, kind of more of a cameo on his part, but I did like what they did with him. And in general, it all just surrounds Adam Sandler's character's world that adds more to what Howard is about. Being a 2-hour and 15-minute crime drama, this film flies by. Again, this is a very energetic, fast-paced movie that is just keeping you on your toes the whole entire time, but it also knows when to take the subtle routes and dive into Howard's psyche a little bit more and go into what is going on in his personal life. There are issues that are going on besides his high-stakes stuff that, again, you want to know and see about. And while by the ending you might not be able to really recognize and feel for this character, many people will feel that way. But for me, I felt for him, and I just wanted him to win by the end and get everything that he wanted. I don't know if I think he was a very despicable human being. I think he deserved it, and a lot of that is because of Sandler's performance again, which is really, this is an actor's showcase. This is his showcase to be able to show in this 2-hour and 15-minute movie and really take it by storm and take it into any level that you would want it to be. It's all those elements that really surround it to make Uncut Gems one of the best films of this year. Now, every single time, though, I have seen this film, I have one issue with it. And it's still not jived with me the last 3 times that I've watched it, but it is the fact that Uncut Gems, I love everything in this movie till the last 3 minutes. I felt like the last 3 minutes kind of felt like a first draft script kind of issue and on the way that you would end a movie. Now, it didn't totally bother me, like take me out and like, good God, that was terrible. But it was just like, oh shit. It's like a shocking moment that happens like that. Feels like it's one of those shocking things you would put at the end of your first script. And actually reading into this, it looks like this was actually the Safdie brothers' first script and they actually wrote this before Good Time. So in the sense that could make sense. But I also, I get why they put it in there. I just was a little bit frustrated by it. A lot of people I've talked to, though, felt very differently on that. So I understand in that department. It just is very sudden. But this whole entire film is about that shocking elements that do shook you to the core every single time something happens. I didn't even mention the score for this, but it even adds more to how much it makes your heart thump, beat, and want to come right out of your chest again. Before I give you guys my final thoughts on Uncut Gems, make sure again to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below on your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this one? Have you already seen it? Let's discuss it. And of course, guys, if you guys are new here, you guys want to check out movies early next year, make sure to go ahead over to Sandwich on Films down below, because right down there we give out tons of early screening passes to go check out some movies early. And a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Like I've said, Uncut Gems is the movie that will make your heart come out of your chest, maybe even make your jaw drop quite a couple of times, but at the same time make you on the edge of your seat the whole entire runtime, because you are cheering for Sandler's character to win, even if he is the most frustrating but also charming character from 2019 in film. The Safdie brothers do such a fantastic job directing and writing this film, and while I still have some issues with that last 3 minutes, I'm not even joking, like literally the last 3 minutes before the credits happen, I'm fine with it and I can still revelize in it. This is a very inducing film that hooks you in and never lets you go till it's finally done. And even after the movie is over, you're still thinking about it. Again, it's been about 2 months since I saw the movie, and I'm just constantly thinking about it. And the same thing, it made me want to go back and rewatch it. And I want to go back and see it in theaters again. This is some of the best things about what Uncut Gems is. And I'm so happy that I got to check out this film, because it is really, bar none, one of the best films of this year and truly one of my favorite films of this year. So with all that said, I'm going to give Uncut Gems an A. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Uncut Gems. Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Let's discuss it down below, guys. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. And of course, until next time, stay classy.